Greetings and salutations, Geo nerds. So what's this awesome bullock team, back in the 1840s I might add, what's this, driven by the Archer brothers, what's it got to do with this English football team from around Liverpool, and of course, this awesome guy who became the boss of Mars? Well, I'll tie it together, I promise. Let's do it. Greetings and salutations, Geo nerds. Just getting off the train over here. This is the second part of the Cabbage Creek, and we're going to go from basically Ferny Hills down to Old Northern Road today. So hang in there. It's going to be fun. So you know what I'm going to say? Let's roll. So folks, here we are today above Kamukapa. I'm not going to do it. Over to the city. Let's get up a bit. Let's get out of here. We're going to move out. We've got too far to go today. We're heading down towards the beautiful place of Shawcliffe. There it is there in Sandgate. And here's the mouth of Cabbage Creek. This is where it comes out into the into Moreton Bay. We're going to follow the creek up past the shit farm here, of course, through Tagum, which is the name of the creek, the Aboriginal name. Well, it wasn't really, but we'll get into that later. Here we go, up through the back of Zilmia, over towards Aspley. There's T-Rox's old school there, Aspley High. Didn't know it had a purple roof. Not sure it does. There's the old Castledene, TAFE complex. There's the Aspley Mud Springs down there. Hi fellas. Here we go. And heading over to Albany Creek Road, into McDowall, through Brisbane Downs. It's a beautiful creek. This is obviously Cabbage Creek, all the way up here to Ferny Hills, it's Arana Hills actually. Through there's John Carter Reserve. Hey John, how you miss us? That's Old Northern Road actually, we're not there yet. This beautiful place through here, it's just amazing. You'll see all this when we get going. Here's the creek, there's the John Carter Reserve. Heading up here through Arana Hills, up into Ferny Hills. The creek goes a long way, it drains a whole lot of the north side, it really does. Here's the valley in front of us here. Heading up into this, we're just going to see the source, and here's the source here. I'm going to put the longs and lats of this. There it is. So folks, I've put together a fairly large composite map here from 1880 of the area of the whole of Cabbage Creek. But just for today, we'll zoom in on the area we're going to cover in this video, which is basically from Ferny Hills down to Old Northern Road, this area right in front of us. So these suburbs didn't exist until the 1950s and 60s, but people were living there all the time. Let's just draw the creek in for you. There's Old Northern Road to give you some perspective as to where we are. That's been there since the 1840s, of course, with the Archer brothers and their bullock teams. One of the videos, one of the images in the intro. And here's the creek. This is where it goes. They didn't bother drawing it onto this map back in those days. They did further down, but up to the upper reaches here, they didn't do it. They probably didn't know where it went. And here it is. And just crossing the road there is where John Carter used to live, and that's where the John Carter Reserve is now. And here we go, right the way down till we get to past those lakes, which was a swamp in those days. And there it is, Old Northern Road. So that's the area we're going to cover today. And it is a truly beautiful and remarkably flat part of Brisbane. If you want to do some walking, it's a great place to go and do this. So let's have a look with a bit of 3D, just to give you an idea. You've seen the source, we've done all that, the Tabasco and all that. And here the creek is just winding through the suburb. This is Ferny Hills. It turns into Arana Hills, somewhere around here. That's Bunya Road there running next to it, very old road. Where it crosses just there, that's where the the Carter farm used to be. They grew pigs. Wonder who for, eh? We might find out later on in the next video. And there we are at Old Northern Road. So let's have a look at a 1946 aerial photograph of the area. There's Old Northern Road for a little bit of context for you. Not a lot of people living out here in 1946. I have no earlier aerial photography, but I'll put the creek on for you so you can see where it goes. You can see Bunya Road, it's just basically a farm track. And there's down to Old Northern Road there. So anyway, this is a T-Rocks video, so of course we've got to talk about a little bit about geology. And it's a little bit boring. It's mainly shale. Two types of shale though. The yellow bits are gravels from the river. The red bits you can see there are little pieces of the granite from Enoggera, and the rest of it is shale, all of it. Well, this is the first place that the creek comes out of private property after it leaves the hills up there with Grega Track. This is on the side of Linkwood Drive. It's called Wood End Park. And it's a beautiful little park, don't get me wrong. There's obviously been a fire through here recently. And this is the creek. So all you creeks, warning, this is what we do to you when we don't like you. We stick you in a concrete pipe and put you underneath the park. Now, in all seriousness, wouldn't this park be nicer if it had this beautiful little creek running through it? But anyway, property developers decided, no. I'll just come around here a bit so you can get a bit of a look. There you go. There's Cabbage Tree Creek, right there. 300mm piece of pipe, done. And it runs across the park. A few Maggies around here. They're very friendly, actually. Maggies are cool. I usually bring a bit of dog food with me to feed them, but I didn't have any this day. Here's the other side. Here's where it comes out of. It's still a bottom end of Wood End Park. This heads over into another park. This is just a series of parks all the way now. It's all been manscaped, as you can see. Some local rock there. Some of that is local shale and schist. Some of it is not. And obviously it needs one pipe in and two pipes out. And as we go down the creek, it gets more and more. Just skip across the road, and here's the other side of it. It gets very steep here. It's beautiful. It's the old, obviously they couldn't fill this in. But the creek still has no water. So anyway, let's little skippity-doo along here, and we'll look at a little bit further down. This is really nice down here. This is Cabbage Tree Creek, still Ferny Hills. You can see nice playgrounds for the kids, beautifully manicured. You just play $5 a year race, you get something for your money maybe. What you don't get is water in your creek. She's still stone dry. Like I know they're most Australian creeks. Little causeway I'm on here. Here's the other side. Introduced rubbish growing in the bed. I don't know what that is, but I know it shouldn't be here. Anyway, we'll continue on. It's really pleasant. Well, here we are, folks. Celebrations. First water. It's a little pond being held back by a weir, but that doesn't matter. It has to be fed with, probably fed with a little spring or something. And there's water in that. I saw a turtle in there before, so there you go. We're still in Ferny Hills, but you know, it's about to start getting busy. That's a proper culvert. These 300mm pipes. Give me some 2.8, 2.4 metre culverts with water and everything, and bricks and bits of tile. I must admit, there's no bottles, there's not much to try to see. I think these people up here are pretty clean. You get down the lower reaches of Toowong Creek, and it is full of pet bottles and cartons and papers. There is none of this here. Then again, there's none of that in the upper reaches of the Toowong Creek either, so we'll see. I don't know where this goes. I don't care. It's taking me towards the ocean, because that's the way creeks go. Cue Get Smart music. Well folks, I've been walking past quite a bit of bedrock exposure. I thought I'd better shoot some of it for you, because this is not shale, this is schist. This stuff is hard, and so we must be getting close to the metamorphics where it's all been cooked, and we're not too far from a big quarry out here that runs across that plain, so I'd say this is not too far. Interesting bedding angle, dip angle on that. Anyway, the creek's looking lovely, absolutely crystal clear. Not much flow in it, but there doesn't need to be. A really fine avenue of mature trees here. I get the figs, they look like they're 20 years old or so. Some of these paperbacks are really, paperbarks I should say, are really big. They've been here for quite some time. I'd hazard to guess 40 or 50 years. They're probably here as part of the original thing and they just left them, which is really good. I like these trees. Not a camphor laurel or an African tulip in sight. Loving it. Coming up to something a bit unusual here, folks. It's a tunnel. It's not really a tunnel, but it is. It's been cut in. They channeled the creek and the footpath through the same tunnel. What a great idea. Not so great for the creek, I might add, but it's good for the path. I see a seat in the distance. I think that's going to be a T-Rox. Have a drink break. I feel I need some electrolytes. See you on the other side. Well folks, the creek's starting to look beautiful, of course. There's some interesting shale bedrock there, ridging through, full of quartz, big quartz reefs all through it. And if you could ever feel sorry for a camphor laurel, this would be the one. I mean, it's hanging on with its fingertips there. Anyway, I still don't believe we should be allowing camphor laurels on our waterways. Anyway, that's just me. Basu. Didn't work. Oh wow. Oh wow, look at these camphor laurels down here, my god.
Bring you back in a second. Well, that's a very large camphor oil group here. With the chainsaw, that'd take quite a while to get rid of. And it smelled divine. Gum tree mixed in with them there. Look at the size of these things. Man, they are well old. Predates any of this manscaping they've done around here, that's for sure. And the creek, of course, does look beautiful, despite the camphor oils. We're in the John Carter Reserve, and my God, there's some big camphor oils here. Look at the size of these things. Looks like it's been collapsed at some stage and it's regrown, but oh my God, that is big with a root mass. That's a seriously big camphor oil. Take a seriously big chainsaw to cut that stupid thing down.
Well folks, just crossing into Everton Hills, named after, of course, Everton in Liverpool, which is where one of the early settlers in this area came from, hence your footy team.
A couple of nice bunya pines there, always good to see. And this thing, it's an arbor. It's nice, I'm not saying it's not, but that's a lot of money to put shade over 20 feet of a path in the middle of nowhere. But I'll take it. We're in the valley of camphor laurels again near the creek. They're just everywhere. Just thinking to myself a while ago, folks, all this creek so far, no sign of acid sulfate soils. Well, I was wrong. There's the tomato soup, and it just continues on down the creek. It starts right here. My little weir here, just well out of the water now, there's a bypass channel I'm standing on, and it goes into this massive lake out here. Just before Old Northern Road, this lake is huge. Well, I'll pop a satellite picture of it up because I can't get near it here, it's all yuck. Anyway, interesting.
Well folks, that's your lot again. However, this is going to be one of maybe, well, could be 4 videos yet. We've still got to get to Aspley, then we've got to get down to Shorncliffe. So anyway, I enjoyed this. It's been a bit of fun actually, more fun than I thought it was going to be. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I see you coming on board there. I really do appreciate it. And till next time, keep rocking. T-Rock's out.
Remember, you better tune in next week to the show, because if you don't, I'll come round to your house and I'll rip your bloody arm.